to help you to avoid some of the things that people tend to do on these problems. Okay, watch what I'm going to do here. Y plus 7 squared, what does that mean? Does not equal y squared plus 49. That is not what it equals. Do you guys notice what's going on in here in the parentheses? What operation? Addition. So we do not just raise y to the second power and 7 to the second power because these are being added. That's a different rule that we were looking at before. So what does y plus 7 squared mean? It means y plus 7 times y plus 7. That's what it means. So basically means whatever this is, you multiply by itself because you have the exponent 2. Now, do you guys remember FOIL? All right, we're using FOIL again. So, like I said, is this on your test, or excuse me, on your quiz? Yes, it's on your test later on. Yep. All right, what are the first terms of these binomials? Harrison?
Y and y.
And so what's y times y?
Y is y squared.
Yep, y to the second, y squared. Brian, what are the outside terms of these two binomials? What is O?
Y and 7.
So it's y times 7?
7y.
Okay, Emery, what are the inside terms of these binomials?
7y.
What's 7 times y? 7y. And then what are the last terms, Turner, of these terms? 7 times 7 equals 49. So is this my final answer, this product right here? Absolutely not, because it is not simplified. Good, I heard someone say it. It's 14y plus 48. Oh, Mr. A, isn't it like the same thing as what you said it wasn't equal to? Not exactly. And in fact, there's a big term right here in the middle that we missed out if we just square both things, which is not what it's saying there. So that's my answer. Okay, pretty good on that? You guys how many of you are more comfortable with FOIL? Like I get first, outside, inside, last? Great, so we're going to do it again. This time with a little bit more complication to it. B 6p plus 11q squared. What does that mean? Please don't give me what it doesn't mean. What does that mean? Maggie, what does that mean?
6p plus 1 squared. Wait, no. 6p plus 11q times 6p plus 11q.
Yeah, and those are tongue twisters there. But hopefully you can at least write it down. Yes, that's what it means. All right. Rosalind, what are the first terms of these binomials?
6p and 6p.
And what's 6p times 6p? 36p squared. All right. Nate, what are the outside terms?
6p times 11q says 66.
Good. Plus 66pq. By the way, what I noticed on your homework, even just by observing you guys, if you missed a sign, just think what's positive 6p, I should say here, what's, positive 6p times positive 11q, positive, and then 66pq. What are the inside terms, Alex?
11q and 6p.
And what is 11q times 6p? QP, and I'm going to put PQ, but you could say QP just to make sure that we are not lost with the like terms, but you could still write QP. And Jenna, what are the last terms?
11q.
And what's 11q times 11q? 121q squared. All right, guys good on that? Okay, and then that's not my answer, Carrick. What do I have to do?
Add 66pq plus 66pq.
So I get 36pq plus 36p squared plus 132pq plus 121q squared. That is my answer. Okay, now what I want you to do is look at your answer for A real quick. Look at your answer right here. Look at the problem. Okay, there's a relationship between that problem and that answer, and it's the same relationship that is between this problem and this answer. Don't see yet? That's okay. Let's do another one. Go to page 546, and I'll kind of point you to the right direction on this one. Number 6. Lily Mooney, what is 2x plus 3y squared mean? Yeah, what does it mean?
2x plus 3y times 2x plus 3y.
Okay, that's what it means. Abby, what are the first terms multiplied together?
The first term together is 4x squared.
Good, 4x squared. Lucy, the outside terms. 6xy. Matt, the inside terms. Multiply, give me. Plus 6xy. And Carson, the last terms. Multiply together, give me. 9y to the second. Okay, are we done with this? No, these two add up together, and I'm left with 4x squared plus 12xy plus 9y squared. That would be my answer. Okay, what I'm trying to point out is this. In all three instances, do you guys notice that I'm always getting the same two middle terms when I multiply it out? I get 7y and 7y. Ready? 66pq and 66pq, and 6xy and 6xy. You guys notice that trend? It happens every time with this type of problem. And another trend is, what is y to the second power? Y squared. What is 7 to the second power? 49. Okay, that's nice. What's 6p to the second power? 36p squared. What's 11q to the second power? 121q squared. And what's 2x times 2x? Another way of putting it, 4x squared. What's 3y times 3y? 9y squared. Anyone see the pattern? Always happening.
You have 2x, 3y multiplied together to the second power.
Oh, super close.
Or 2x times 3y times, or
2. Yeah, you do. Ready guys? What's 2x times 3y? Just do that real quick. 6xy times 2? That doesn't work every time. What's 6p times 11q? 66pq times 2? 132pq. And what's y times 7? 7y times 2? 14y. Always happens that way. In fact, why do you think we call this a special product? It's because of this. And I want to make sure I write this right. It is a square of a sum. I'm going to write the general way, a plus b squared. Okay. This is a square of a sum. You guys see that these are being added, that's being squared, it's a square of a sum. And you can do these automatically. You don't even have to do much math. You just kind of look at it and say, oh, I know what the answer is. What it is, and I'm going to have to write it down here, it's going to be the first term squared, and then the last term is going to be the second term squared, right? Isn't that what it's always been? And then the middle term is a little bit more complicated. You multiply the first and the second term, and then you multiply that by 2 plus 2ab. That's always your answer. It's always going to be that form. How many of you believe me on that? I guess, yeah. Yes, sir?
Would the square of the sum work? Like if you were going to cube, would you not multiply it by?
Sorry, if you were going to what?
So like instead of squaring something, you were to cube it, would you multiply it by 3? Would that work?
No, that's going to be different. You're going to have more terms. But yeah, good question to see if it works with exponent of 3 or 4 or whatever. It doesn't, but good observation there. Can we do something real quick? Okay, look on page 546 and just look at number 18. And let's see if we can do this together here using this little special product rule. So let me write this one down. It's 5s plus 6t squared. Okay, listen carefully. If you don't get this special rule and you're like, Mr. I don't know what you're doing, just work it out FOIL style. But you can do this right away. Does anyone know what the first term of my answer is going to be automatically? I heard someone say it. 25s squared. It's what's 5s times 5s? 25s squared. That's the first term automatically. What's the last term? So there are 3. The last term is going to be, Nate? 36t squared. And then the toughest one out of them all, what's that middle term? Jenna? Okay, how'd you get 60st? I get the st part. Yeah, what's 5s times 6t? 30st. Double that? 60st. That's my answer. Done. It's a special product, isn't it? Isn't it special? You don't even have to work it out using FOIL. You can memorize how to work those ones. Okay. You guys aren't excited about that? You like doing the long way? Okay, fine. Fine. Let's move on. Let's look at example 3a. Example 3a, sorry. And this one is not the same as all the other problems we've done. Why? Does anyone know the big difference?
Because they don't have a variable.
The big difference? It's subtraction. Okay. Tough crowd here. Tough crowd. In the last problems, what was going on between the two terms? It was addition. So now we have subtraction. Okay. I'm going to do it once and see if we figure this out. Listen carefully here. What this does not equal is r squared minus 36. It is not what it equals. It does not equal that. Don't make it, it's not that simple. But following that last rule, it will equal this. And hopefully it's not too bad. Does anyone know what the first term of my answer is? Just automatically. It's going to be r squared. Does anyone know what that final answer out there is going to be? Jenna?
Maybe minus 36.
Positive or negative?
I said minus.
Okay. It's actually going to be positive 36.
I thought you meant the middle.
Yeah, the middle term is going to be different. That's okay. So that last term is 36. The first term is r squared. How do you find that middle term? What's r times 6? 6. Good. Negative 6r. Time out. No. What's r? Just r times 6. We're not going to take that negative. R times 6. 6r. Doubled?
12R.
So instead of plus 12r, what do you think we're going to do? Minus 12r. That's your answer. And you're like, Mr. A, that's not true. I don't know. Okay. FOIL, just so you guys get practice. What's r times r? R squared. Outside, what's 6 times negative 6? Well, what's r times negative 6? Negative 6r. Inside, what's negative 6 times r? Negative 6r. What's negative 6 times negative 6? Positive 36. These two added together give me that. So is it the answer? Okay, good. Yes? Waiting. Okay, that's all right. Let's do B. See if this really does work. On 3, 4x squared minus 7t squared. Okay. You could work this out using FOIL, or if you recognize it, is this a square of a difference? Is it a square of a difference? Okay, good. So I already know the first term. What's the first term? It is 4x squared times 4x squared, which is 16x to the 4th. That's the first term in my trinomial answer. And does anyone know what the last term would be? So there's a middle term, but what's the last term? Automatically, what's the last term? Positive 49t squared. 49t squared. All right, that's my last term. Positive. by the way. And then, what in the world would that middle term be? Well, think of it. What's 4x squared times 7t? Ignore that negative. 28x squared t. What's double that? 28x squared t, double that, is, so what sign should it have? Negative 56x squared t. That's your answer. And if you don't, if you're, let's say tomorrow or tonight, you're working on your homework, what was that rule again? 5 minutes later, oh, I know the rule. Just work it out using FOIL. Save yourself some trouble. But this would be your answer for that. I'm confused too. What's up?
Why is it not x to the 4th and t squared?
Good question. You know, if I use the FOIL method, I still would have gotten. This is what I would have gotten if I didn't use this shortcut. I would have gotten this. When I combine these two together, do I change the exponents? No. So that's why I keep x squared t. You only change the sum of negative 28, negative 28. That's all you do. So that's why it stays squared and to the first. One more. Last one. No one's excited? Shortcuts? Like, boom, you just get them? Last shortcut here. It's called a and this is kind of interesting. Well, let me write something down real quick. Just for your notes. The square of a difference. So this is what we just did. Just for your notes, if you forget, you can refer to this. If you have a minus b being squared. So remember the last one was a square of a sum. This is a square of a difference. And just to help you remind yourself when you're doing your work, the first term is a squared, and then the middle term would be negative 2ab. So you multiply a and b, and then you multiply it by negative 2 in essence, and you get that, plus b squared. That's what you get. It's always in that format, okay? So if you're like, I forgot, there it is. Oh. Let's look at that example 4a. This is funny. Okay, anyway. 4a. M minus 2n and m plus 2n. Okay, this is a trick question. Is this a difference of, is this a square of a difference or square of a sum?
A square of a sum.
It's neither. Because there's a difference and a sum, but you're not squaring anything here. Yeah, so we call it a difference of squares. Okay, and you're like, what? Okay. Can we work it out FOIL here, and then we'll see the pattern hopefully. So FOIL, first terms multiplied, Lily G. First terms.
It would be
M squared. Jack, the outside terms. Positive 2mn. Okay, good. The inside terms, Harrison.
Negative 2 and then m.
Okay, and it doesn't matter how you write those. They could be mn or nm. That's fine. And then Lucy, the last terms multiplied together. Give me.
2 and the last one.
Yeah, the very these two multiplied together. Give me.
Negative 4n.
Negative 4n squared. Okay, is that my answer? No, because I have to add these two together. Oh wait, what happens when I add them together? They cancel each other out, and what am I left with? You get m squared minus 4n squared. Okay, you guys agree with that? Let's do one more, then we'll find the pattern. Can someone read for me B? Alex, can you read for me B? And I'll write it up here in just a moment. Go ahead.
0.5
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Is that a square of a difference or square of a sum?
Square, neither.
Neither. It's a difference of squares. Okay. All right. I don't know what to do here, so I'll just use FOIL. So what's the first? These two together. Don't be intimidated by those decimal signs. They really play out at the end. What's 0.3 times 0.3? 0.09. So here, 0.3 times 0.3, 912.09. So just keep that. If you need to do that to keep track, that's fine. 0.09 t squared. All right, outside terms multiplied together. Ooh.
Negative 0.75.
Say that again? I think you said it.
Negative 0.75 TW.
I'm not sure if you said it right, but it is negative. You're good. And it's 0. Say that one more time, Jack. I just want to make sure you got it.
75 TW squared.
You're getting there.
W squared.
You're okay, Brian.
2.07.
Oh man, because look, if I'm doing 0.25 times 0.3, you're gonna get 75. 1, 2, 3. 0.075. 0.07. Oh. Yeah, 0.075 TW squared. So that was good. What is the product of the inside terms together? Very similar.
Same thing but
Positive 0.075 TW squared. And what are the last terms multiplied together? It's going to be positive or negative. How about that? Negative. So I'll put it right here. It's going to be negative. Yeah, what's 25 times 25? I think it's 625 is my guess. So hold on. 25 times 25, and they're both point. 25, 12, 0, 10, 5, 625. And yeah, what's the decimal place value?
2 decimals.
Give me the number.
0, 0.
Point. You can see 0.
0, 0.
65, yeah. W to the fourth. Whew, fit it in there. What happens to the two middle terms? So what are you left with? Okay, that's a tough one because of all the decimals. What's the easy way of doing it? Man, there's an easy way. There can't be. This is too hard. Carson.
You multiply both the first terms
Okay, the first terms. Got that.
and the second terms.
Second terms. Or sorry, the, what do we call those?
Last terms.
Last terms. Done. Right? Did I have to do 0.3t times negative 0.25 and 0.25 times 0.3? Because what happens to those? They get, yes, canceled out. So save yourself some time and energy. If you don't get how to do that, what can you do? Like if you forgot, Mr. I didn't know you didn't have to multiply that. What do? Just use FOIL, then you can still work it out. Okay. That can't be it. Yes. Look at number, I think you guys can do this. I hope you guys can do it. Number 11 on page 546, and then if you can finish that one, you're good. Try to use the shortcut, and if you didn't use the shortcut, at least use FOIL. Just figure out the FOIL. That's your last shortcut. Okay, let me pause this here. It's your last shortcut right there. Yeah. Yeah, FOIL.
I didn't understand it.
That's fine. You can do that. Yep, that'll work. Okay, so that's your last set of notes, and then you have this problem. And this was number 11. Okay. Okay, is this a square of a sum, square of a difference, or difference of squares? Square of a difference. Okay. So who did it the shortcut way? Okay, and can explain it to me. So tell me what the answer was, Matt.
5 times 5 is difference.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do 5 times negative x. We do 2 times negative 5x.
Okay, what do you get there?
You get minus 10x.
Minus 10x.
And then you do x times negative x times negative.
And that gives you positive x squared. So what you did is this. What's 5 times 5? 25. What's x times x? X squared. What's 5 times x? Doubled. Negative 10x. Okay. You guys good on that? And this is the sad part. Very sad. Do you have to know these different rules? Does it make your life a little bit easier when you finally do memorize them?
Yes.
Trust me, it does. Because next chapter, we're going to be doing something a little bit more fun than multiplying. We're going to do the opposite of multiplying, which is not what you think right now. Not dividing, which is kind of cool. Okay, anyway. Multiplying negatives, not quite. Yeah, that's okay. We'll get there. Your homework tonight is 13 to 31 odd, and then 37 and 38.